Have you ever helped someone without expecting them to know your name? Imagine spending years changing a stranger's life from the shadows, only to meet them one ordinary afternoon without either of you realizing the incredible connection you shared. Sometimes kindness travels in silence, and when it finally comes full circle, it can change two lives forever. This is the story of a billionaire who asked one simple question: "Can I sit with you?" She thought she was meeting a stranger. She had no idea the single father sitting alone at that park bench had quietly been the reason hope never disappeared from her life for years. Before we begin, welcome to Kindness Matters. If stories that restore your faith in humanity touch your heart, please subscribe, like this video, and leave a comment telling us where you're watching from. Your support helps us share more inspiring stories about the life-changing power of kindness. On a cool autumn afternoon in Seattle, 29-year-old Daniel Carter sat on a wooden bench in a quiet city park. His 8-year-old daughter, Lily, laughed as she chased pigeons across the grass. Daniel looked tired. His work boots were dusty, and his simple jacket had seen better days. Ever since his wife passed away 3 years earlier, life had become a daily struggle. He worked long hours as a maintenance technician while raising Lily alone. Across the park walked 28-year-old Amelia Brooks. To the world, she was one of America's youngest self-made billionaires. Her technology company had transformed healthcare, and business magazines praised her success. But that afternoon, Amelia wasn't looking for reporters or business meetings. She wanted a quiet place to think. Every bench in the park was occupied except the one where Daniel sat. Amelia smiled politely as she approached. "Can I sit with you?" she asked. Daniel moved his backpack and nodded. Of course. For several minutes, neither of them spoke. They simply watched children play beneath colorful trees while birds sang overhead. Finally, Amelia smiled. "Your daughter seems very happy." Daniel looked toward Lily with gentle eyes. "She reminds me every day that life is still beautiful." Amelia admired the warmth in his voice. Many people became bitter after hardship, but Daniel carried kindness instead of anger. They introduced themselves, but neither mentioned much about work. Amelia appreciated being treated like an ordinary person. Daniel never recognized the famous entrepreneur sitting beside him because he rarely followed business news. As they talked, Amelia learned about Daniel's life. He never complained. He simply explained that raising Lily alone wasn't easy, but every challenge taught him something about love. "What keeps you going?" Amelia asked. Daniel smiled softly. "Years ago, someone helped my family when we had almost nothing. They never told us who they were. Every month, money appeared to help pay for Lily's medical treatments after she was born with a heart condition. The donations continued until she recovered." He looked toward the sky. "I still don't know who saved us. But because of that person, I promised myself I'd always help someone else whenever I could." Amelia's heart suddenly skipped a beat. Many years earlier, before becoming famous, Amelia had secretly started a small charitable foundation after losing her own father. She personally reviewed letters from struggling families. One application had stayed in her heart, a young couple desperately trying to save their newborn daughter. The father's name had been Daniel Carter. Amelia remembered approving anonymous monthly donations for nearly 4 years. She stared at Daniel, trying to hide her emotions. "You never found out who helped?" Daniel shook his head. "No, and honestly, I don't need to. Knowing someone cared enough to help changed me forever." He laughed quietly. "Now every Friday after work, Lily and I volunteer at a local food pantry. Sometimes we pay for groceries when an elderly customer comes up short. We don't have much, but kindness doesn't depend on how much money you have." Amelia felt tears forming in her eyes. She had spent years building companies worth billions, yet the greatest investment she had ever made wasn't listed on any financial report. It had become part of another family's heart. Just then Lily ran back to the bench. "Daddy, look." She proudly showed a small drawing she had made with sidewalk chalk. It showed 3 people holding hands beneath a rainbow. "This is us," Lily said. Daniel smiled. "It's beautiful." Then Lily looked at Amelia. "You look sad." Amelia laughed through her tears. "Maybe I'm just happy." Lily reached into her small backpack and handed Amelia a homemade friendship bracelet woven from colorful threads. "I made extra in case someone needed one." Amelia gently accepted it. "Thank you." Daniel smiled. "She's always giving things away." Lily shrugged. "My teacher says kindness grows when you share it." Amelia could barely speak. Before leaving, she reached into her purse and handed Daniel a business card. "If you ever need anything, call me." Daniel thanked her politely, assuming she simply worked at a local company. That evening, curiosity led him to search her name online. His eyes widened as photos of Amelia appeared across every news website. The next morning, Daniel received a phone call. Amelia invited him and Lily to lunch. When they met, Amelia quietly placed an old file folder on the table. Inside were copies of anonymous donation records from years before. Daniel slowly looked through the papers. His hands began to shake. "You?" Amelia nodded with tears in her eyes. "I never wanted recognition. I only hoped your little girl would have a chance." Daniel stood silently before embracing her. "There are no words big enough to thank you." Amelia smiled. "You already thanked me." Daniel looked confused. She continued, "Every meal you've served at the food pantry, every stranger you've helped, every lesson you've taught Lily. That's the thank you." Months later, Amelia partnered with Daniel to create a national foundation supporting single parents facing medical emergencies. Daniel became the program director because he understood the families they served better than anyone else. Together, they helped thousands of parents who believed they had run out of hope. At every foundation event, Daniel shared one message: "You may never know where your kindness ends." The smallest act of generosity can echo through someone's life for years. Help anyway. And Amelia always wore the colorful friendship bracelet Lily had given her on that unforgettable afternoon in the park. It reminded her that true wealth isn't measured by billions of dollars. It is measured by lives touched, hope restored, and kindness passed from one heart to another. So the next time you see someone sitting alone, don't be afraid to ask, "Can I sit with you?" One simple conversation, one quiet act of compassion, or one anonymous gift may become the turning point in someone's life. Kindness has a way of finding its way home, and when it does, it leaves the world brighter than it found it.